already they got the chains on the door. They're just popping the door off, pretending somebody's inside. So they have the chain just to put pressure on the door, so when it does pop off, it doesn't go, like sometimes they pop off the ground. So just to control it basically, just to pull it away. The door airbags, or there's airbags in the posts. So we disconnect the battery, and then there's a 2-minute to 5-minute waiting period till it's so-called safe, but that could just not like happen one time.
They're cutting about 3/4 of the way down so they can flap the roof open instead of taking it right off. So what they'll do is they'll cut the first 2 posts, give a little bit of a cut 3/4 of the way down on the roof, and then they'll take a big metal pole, kind of give it a little bit of an indent so that they have something to flap it back onto towards the back. What they're doing is they're just kind of making they're trying to give a little bit of a seam so that when they flap the roof, it'll be a little bit easier to push back on.
Oh, I see. We can set those airbags off right now if you guys want.
All right, Brent. Well, tell us about the jaws here. And the other little contraption that's next to it.
Tool.
Yeah, the tool.
These are the jaws of life that we have. As you can see, they got one big bar there and a bar handle on each side. Always has to be handled by 2 people. As you can feel, they are pretty.
That is just a little deceiving. Yeah. It's definitely got some weight to it.
Which is good because it needs a lot of power to open up the doors and vehicles that we need. These ones are just our cutting tools. These are both hydraulic driven. A little bit lighter, can be handled by 1 person.
Yeah, that's there's a bit of weight to that one as well.
Yeah, and this is the one that we would cut the window posts out just to get the roof off, or any kind of metal part that we need cut off. We'd use these two.
Very good.
To get that. Set it onto the wherever you need, like a roof van or something like that, and just chisel away and it'll make a nice little opening for you. Same with the Sawzall, reciprocating saw. We can use that also to open up some roofs or something like that. Some kind of metal that isn't really that thick that we can cut through. So the same as our hydraulic tools, we've got a set for the hand tools also. Something that we don't need, like to open up a door, something a little bit smaller, we can use these. And instead of having a generator running, it's all hand power. You just pump it, and this will work the same as the generator tools.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah.
Okay, all right. I get it.
And then we also have some cutters for this and some rams that if we have to roll the dash, push the dash forward so we can get a patient out, through the doorway, we have some rams that we have hydraulic. They're over there. We'll take a look at them in a couple seconds, or we got these hand tools that will push the dash forward. And we just got some basic saws to cut windshields open. They're a little bit harder glass than the side ones, where you can just punch them open. A lot of departments like to use the double blades so that it cuts when you're going forward and backwards. Let's see what else we got here. We have different size blocks. We've got 2x4s, we got 4x4s, we got 1x4s, and we even got some little shims just so that if we need just a little bit extra, we got a little bit of shims to put inside the blocking to stabilize the vehicles. And we've got a whole whack of those in our back of our rescue unit. These ones are our rams. What we'll do is we'll stick them in by the driver side or passenger side door and have it facing the dash, and then these will just extend and it'll just push the dash forward so that if we have to get the patient out the side, it'll give us that much more room to get them out. And we've got two different sizes. Got that one. We got this one. And yeah, they just extend this way. It gives us a little bit more room on the feet that we can just slide them out a little bit easier.
Okay, shields down. Ready. Firing. You'll be able to tell what series these are by the sound they make. Usually the extremely loud ones are the older series. These are chemical reaction units. They take an electrical charge. We use a 12-volt battery just because we want to make sure we don't leave them charged and they're dangerous to our hazard. But we normally a 9-volt battery would set these things off. Just that we're using extra cable and extra wiring. So, if you want to pre-wire, they're ready to go. So, shields down. Firing! Remember when we said the odd time they come into a car and they say the car's on fire? This is what they're seeing. They're seeing the smoke actually coming out of these units. Rewire that other one up?
Brent, that's the first time I've ever seen an airbag actually blow, and I really don't want to be in the car when that goes. I can't believe how
you ever see it.
Yeah, I can't believe how loud they are.
They are very loud. Very quick. Could be pretty painful if you're stuck in the middle of that, if you're trying to get somebody out of a vehicle for a firefighter standpoint. One thing you have to realize is if it does go off, or if somebody does have their airbag go off, they might have ringing in their ears so they can't hear you properly when you're trying to attend to their needs. They will be pretty hot, a little bit of smoke in there. That's when they'll say that their dash is on fire, because of the extra little bit of smoke from the heat. It's kind of like a little mini chemical explosion that makes the airbag inflate so fast.
All right, that is something to. I don't think a lot of people know that. I mean, I know for a fact I don't, but
Yeah.
it's good to know, so that if something does, you know that the smoke is not, your dash isn't on fire and that. So.
Yeah.
But we try to get as many different varieties as we can and different types. Like Jeep makes different, from Chrysler to Chev to Ford. So we want to make sure that everybody gets a good idea what they're like. The biggest comment we get from the guys, I can get out of the way soon enough. You saw how fast it deployed. There's no way anybody's going to get out of the way of them if they blow off. So that's why we always make sure, don't get yourself between the patient and that airbag if it hasn't deployed, just because of the fact that you don't want to be pushed into your patient. Again, injuries can mount up to the fact that a lot of people carry stuff on their laps.